Hey, welcome to the Linux channel. So today is 1st of January 2021. So I would like to wish a happy new year to you all. Although personally myself I don't believe in the so-called concept of new year. I see there is fundamental truth is there is a passage of time, and we do have a way to measure the passage of time, and what is more truthful is the ever occurring cycles of day and night, and various seasonal changes we experience. Okay, so there is summers, there are winters and spring, and so on. So that is the most fundamental truth. I don't much believe the concept of a specific man-made concept or a number like so called a new year. So there are several calendars across the world, so each calendar have a different time period where they celebrate their new year. So anyway, I just want to still cherish the fact of people do believe a spirit. So I just want to wish a very happy new year. So let's get to the topic. See, I when I post any video on job and career, people sometimes send mail saying that I got a job offer over here, and especially freshers, when they get any job offer from startup companies, they do ask me whether it is okay to join, and more or less other than just joining over there, they are mainly worried about they need to sign up any contract or bond, such agreements. Okay, so I felt I do discuss these things with them personally. Even I have discussed some of this in my other job and career episodes, but I felt I can put a little spotlight on joining, especially startups, because it's not about accepting a bond and joining any company. See, if the company is quite large, okay, you can imagine that perhaps the next upcoming 2 years you can expect certain career prospects in your in your professional life. Okay, but other than that, when you are especially joining a very small startup, this is where I would like to clarify. It's just we have this vaguely defined term called startups, but if you analyze further, there is something like a well funded startups which you rarely find. Okay, and the 99% or 99.99% are not so adequately funded startups. Okay, so if you are fortunate enough, and if you are getting a job in any well funded startup, okay, I will later explain what I mean well funded startup. So if you are fortunate enough getting a job in a well funded startup, it will be a fantastic journey. Trust me, you will be given a salary or compensation on par with the industry, or sometimes even they may give some extra perks. Okay, but other than that, you may have a fantastic motivated team, and you can always day to day basis even be in touch with top management, or even your CEO. He may be just next door away, and he will of course know you personally, and this will shape your overall personality, not just career. Okay, so you will be a lot more refined, by moving with the people like them. Top to bottom what happens in a professional world. I'm not saying a corporate world, because this is not a corporate. So versus a person getting a job in a top MNC, the big issue with any MNC is you get lot of abstraction, you just interact hardly with some team leaders. I'm saying let it be any company, okay, any large MNC, even let it be even, let's say, even Google, Apple, Facebook, whatever. So generally, okay, what happens is See, one thing I thought of reminding, see, this topic itself somewhere here and there came, and more or less I got someone from abroad. He's having an interview with a top MNC, the one I listed earlier. So, or maybe not. So, anyway, he is having an interview with the top social media company in the world. So, I hope you got some hint. So, anyway, he is doing some prep work. I am just assisting. But anyway, let's get to the topic. So, any such MNC, the thing is, you get lot of abstraction, lot of TLs and lot of managers, and hardly you may interact with some domain heads here and there. In Cisco they call this BUs, so which means various departments, something like that. So there can be some R&S, there can be some firewall security, so they call this various names. So I'm just giving a sample. So what happens is you will get some opportunity to interact with various business units. BUs means business units, so they call as BUs in short. So you can interact with them, and suddenly you may find someone, you may stumble across in a lunch, or your manager may know some manager or some domain head or whatever, okay, or some architect or CTO, who knows. So eventually one day, somewhere you may interact, and perhaps you may learn something in that process. But this is something happens very rare, because the amount of people over there, most of the times not everyone will know each other, and this is quite common in a huge MNC. And even if you accomplish something, anywhere getting appreciation, getting all the way projected to the top management is also quite rare. I am saying it won't happen. I am not saying, okay, I am saying it will happen, but it is very, very rare. Okay, something you have some groundbreaking idea, you are really doing exceptionally well. Okay, you are very much highly skilled, motivated, of course talented, okay, and proactive. Okay, so the word proactive matters the most, because in my case I am kind of very proactive when I was young. So what happens is, the way you get projected to the top management is, the chances are very rare. You may not get that appreciation at times. Okay, so you may not get that appreciation at times. I am not saying myself, I am generally summarizing. So I have a different career path. I am not saying myself. So okay, I am saying generally you may have these issues in a very top large corporate like stuff, okay, versus if you are in an MNC, it's a very good MNC. What happens is, things are a lot different. As I said, you may be just hired by some manager, and he is just directly working under a CEO, or even your interview round will be already done by the CEO as well. So that is very common in any startup. So any well funded startup, so what happens is, you will get a fantastic experience. We can take any example. We can take even say I got this card from Wakefit. I know even the Wakefit CEO in some situation I came to know, but anywhere I am just giving a sample like this. See, what happens is, even of course this table is from Wakefit. So what happens is, when a startup like that, suppose if it is well funded, it's a different scenario. Okay, you may get I'm not saying this exact startup, I'm just giving example. So let it be in IT, we can think as say Paytm, we can think various examples like that. I'm just giving a sort of an idea. Of course now maybe Paytm is huge, but at some point of time it is not. Okay, so we can take any such example. So what happens is, some of these startups are well funded, well backed up, even when they are initially formed. I am saying within just 3 months of inception, or 6 months, or 1.5 years, whatever. So they may be well funded. So in that case, what happens is, you will be anyway paid on par with any industry standard. So there is no issue with the pay structure. Perhaps one issue you have is, when you say you are working for some company, perhaps your parents may not understand. They may know Wipro, or maybe Apple, Facebook or something, but may not be even heard this name. So if you tell to your relatives or something, they know perhaps TCS better than this company, or even Infosys, they may see that there's a job security in something like that versus something like this, okay, without knowing the depth, because this startup could be a product company versus that is a services company. I'm saying that Wipro, TCS, Infi, as you guys know. So I'm saying, as you work in any well-funded startup, you will get fantastic experience. So if you take my my own personal experience, as I always shoot videos, I don't just shoot some conceptual ideas as such. I share my experience. So if I take my own career experience, soon I started, after I started my career, I was working with Komodo group. Hope you know, they are one of the world's leading digital certification stuff. So along with that, when they initially started, they also been working in firewall product called Trustix and stuff like that. And of course they had their own antivirus product as well. At that point of time, even after I joined, slowly they were focusing more on this Komodo antivirus product and stuff. So I'm not a part of the antivirus team, I'm a part of the firewall team, and because this is where I can able to leverage my networking skills and stuff, and I thoroughly enjoyed my tenure over there. Anyway, if you take that example, they were newly forming the office. When I joined, their office is in Spencer Plaza, Chennai, and it's a nice place. There is a mall here, and then next there is the office, and it was so early, they are still setting up things. Even I have done some extra work before my project fully commenced and started. I've been even done some system setup assembly and some networking setup, because they are yet to even hire a sys admin or net admin, so network admin. So I was doing some job of that as well. So I was very much enthusiastic, and I was helping them, and I was in touch with the company director and the CEO and stuff. So it's a nice experience. So I'm my employee number is 8 over there. So it's a nice memorable experience over there. So it's since it is just the same building of the mall every time, since they are yet to install even that UPS and stuff, so it's a very, very new office. So what I'm saying, so it's an example of a well-funded startup. So I had a wonderful time, and initially when they are yet to install the UPS, if there is any power cuts or any gray outs or anything like that, I used to go to the mall, we used to run, we used to have fun in the mall. I used to even tell my manager, once the power comes back, you can just give me a missed call, and then I'll come back and resume my work. So something like that, we used to have fun. It's a nice memorable experience. So I'm saying we had a very good, energetic, enthusiastic team. They got some bunch of guys studied in US on some network security. Those guys are working on this Snort ID IPS product, intrusion detection and intrusion prevention product. So that team, those guys are working in that. Then I was working in the firewall team, and then there was another UI guy they got, and it's a nice experience. Actually, I can't describe. Compared to that, I never had any other companies which can match to this sort of ambience and exposure what I got. So that's what you get in a startup. So what happens is you will get also some end-to-end interaction with various teams. You can just go to their desk and you can sit for hours and you can discuss, share your knowledge and stuff. I'm not saying office gossips, that will anyway be there, but of course you can also share a lot of things. You can ask what those things are, what those guys are working on stuff, and also you can share your stuff. It's a very good conversation you can have technically and other aspects as well. So this is what you get in a startup, and since it's a well funded company, there is no question of job security and stuff, and luckily I passed that age of getting a employment bond, and also I don't have that issue as well. But if you are a newcomer, if you are right out of college, of course you may have some obligations like that, then in that case you need to evaluate. So next comes is this very small startups which has no name, and it's not even well funded, maybe just funded some few as we use the word lakhs in India. I'm saying if you are watching this video from abroad, the lakhs is equivalent of 100,000 of Indian rupees, or anything which is around 100,000 of that. So it is most of these companies or startups are funded by the founders with a very very less money, and they can't allocate much uh, you know the corpus. Okay, we call it as corpus. I can say as invested money if you don't understand the word corpus. So corpus is the overall amount which you have ready to utilize, because not all companies will make start earning money from day one. So they will be working on a product, and it may take some time to build, materialize, do sales, marketing, or something you do. I'm saying even in a services company it is the same. You need some time to incubate, get things ready, and start getting profitable, because you may have done some capital expenditure, investments over here and there, any sort of capex you must have incurred. So what happens is it takes some time to recover those invested amount. So these companies are the risky part. So what happens is some of these companies are also have liability issues. Legally we say as liability, which means if the founder dies, then company may be closed. Okay, so to prevent that, generally private limited companies should have multiple founders, and there are various clauses are there, because this is to protect the welfare of both employees as well their clients as well. Okay, because if the founder dies, gets he dies in an accident or some health issue, something, what happens is you can't run the company anymore. So what happens to all their clients who wants who must have paid their services in the past or something, they are using their products and need to get support out of that products, or what happens to that employees? Okay, overnight what happens to that company? Okay, so there should be some sort of a way to mitigate. So hence what happens is these companies are more risky. These companies are riskiest because they don't have any backup plan, and as well they have this money crunch as well, so they can't burn. Again, this is a market term, we call burn rate and several things. Okay, which means before even they get profitable, how much they can spend their money on. So this is what is called as burn rate. So people who know these terms, it's fine. People who are not aware of these terms, perhaps you can learn. Okay, so there are a lot of things are there like that, CLV, CAC, and stuff like that, which stands for customer acquisition costs. So they spend in sales, marketing, and they need to come up with a number how much they need to spend to acquire one customer. So that is CAC, and CLV is the customer lifetime value and stuff, which means how much the customer had given in his lifetime. So I can translate in a rough loosely coupled way, like you have got some Vodafone subscription or some or some Tata Sky or something. So far after you got the subscription, so far in your entire lifetime, how much you paid for that subscription is the customer lifetime value, and whatever the ads they spent, and you got this new connection and become a customer to that brand, is what is that CAC. So there is lot of such things are there. Of course most people know the break even. So I'm saying they need to burn this cash. So what matters is how much they have that available resources, so that they can burn it for the next 2 years. Okay, so generally they see these aspects. So no company can become, especially product companies, can become quickly profitable within 1 years of tenure. Although this is not true if you have something like a services company, or company mostly based on services, less it is diversified towards a product. So if you ask my own company, it is mostly diversified into services, and perhaps I can say 20% or 30% or 40% it is into products. So it is at that ratio. So mostly services. So but to an extent as well in products. So this is what it is. But a company which is only based on services, they are doing something, a product like this, and then they need to manufacture, come up with all this R&D, industrial design, all that stuff, and then they need to manufacture, and then they need to market and sell it to the market. It's more risky. Okay, so they have to look after all these aspects as well. So how much they can burn the cash and stuff. So I'm saying if it is not so much backed up by the investors and stuff, these are quite risky companies. That is why I'm saying people who don't know all these things, they just imagine, okay, startup is risky or something like that. It is not. Who said it is risky? Startup is where you can learn a lot of things. It makes you a person where you can be confident in the future, versus you go to a MNC, you always will be pampered by all this stuff, and if something happens in the industry, you can't even have the backbone to sustain yourself. I have seen often actually. Okay, so what happens is startup is a company which can make you to be self dependent, and you can mold your own personality with whatever you learn over there, okay, from the guys in such startups. Okay, so hence I'm saying, if you're getting any job, if you're getting in a very small startup, if you need to sign up any bond or something like that, be very careful. And even getting a job, sometimes they may delay the salaries and various things, who knows actually. So such things you often find in startups. The big issue with the startups is there is always an issue. Even the employees are not happy, they are not getting the fact is you are not getting any job, and you got a job over there, so you are going there. Okay, or the other way around, the employers are also not happy because they don't have enough resources, mainly the capital, to invest and hire an well experienced guys as well. So they often resort to getting out of college freshers. So this is something they do in an effort of saving money, because they think that I can pay a fresher around 15k or 20k, whatever. Okay, so that translates to $200-$250 a month. Okay, so whatever I pay, something like that, I'm saying with tax, something like that. So let's imagine his entire CTC is monthly around 20k to the company. So what happens is they see these aspects, so they hire someone, and what happens is of course, being a fresher, you can't get anything out of him. He need to be trained, you need to make him somewhere worth to the company. So it is a big challenging aspect. We just don't know what comes out of that person once he is trained as well. So each individual is different, so it takes a lot of time. So they need to deal with all this stuff because they don't have enough resources, most of the cases. I am not saying always, most of the cases, to hire experienced personnel. So this is not the case in an MNC. Hence generally, if not campus recruit, off campus recruit for especially freshers is almost impossible getting in a job in a very huge MNC. I am not saying services companies, I am mostly saying product companies. Okay, so product companies, things are literally different. You may become a TL only when you attain an age of 30-32 or something like that, a manager perhaps 38-40 something. But in services company, maybe in some 28 years they may make you as some manager and stuff. So I am saying it is all different. So and your pay scale also will be different. Here, although you are a manager, you will be maybe getting less than a senior developer in a product company. So let's just keep these things away. I am saying, if you are getting a job in startup, especially these not so well funded companies, you need to be careful. Hence I am saying it's a problem both for employees, and as well it is an issue for employers as well, because they too fear, okay, once you learn know stuff and the work is happening, what happens one fine day suddenly you put papers and leave the company, again they need to find someone at a cheaper rate and then train all the stuff and then make him or her productive. So this is the challenge in 90% of many startups who are not adequately funded. Okay, so hence I am saying, if there is any confusion, you need to check these aspects. Take some more time. If you are given an offer, take some more time. If you have any other offer or other interviews are pending, I mean, especially beginners, I am saying, you can check it out, and then you can take a decision. Not all startups are bad. It all depends how it is well funded and well equipped if something goes wrong. At the same time, not all big companies are also sitting on a pile of cash or something. We know what happened with a company like Satyam, and we have seen many such instances in the history. Okay, people, even when there is this market crash 2008, people got fired, even the companies which are good enough. So I am saying these are quite common in the industry. Okay, it's not that MNC means job security or something, startup means it is bad. Generally, startups which are well reputed, well funded is the place to go, especially at least once in a lifetime of your career. See, just a quick add on, one more important aspect which I just missed is your career growth. Hence I thought of quickly doing a quick add on record. So the most important aspect is the long term career growth as well, when you compare in a startup versus any large corporate. Again, startup, we have two categories, like I discussed before. So it can be in the form of any bonuses, it can be any hike, annual hike, or it can be any promotion as well, or it can be just that you want to shift to a different team, more or less same role but a different team. Perhaps you may find it more interesting. You may be working in, like I said, say for instance, I was working in firewall team, and say I can hop on to IDS IPS team in Komodo. I am giving an example. So something like that. So these things are quite easy. Again, conditions apply. When it comes to any promotion or any spot or any bonus or anything like that, a good startup will always notice you, and they will always try to motivate you. Hence I said, like I said in the beginning, so when they start noticing you, obviously you will get rewarded for whatever efforts or your unique skills you offer to them. So I am saying definitely it will be rewarded. So you can also get a very good career growth. You can get quickly promoted for any new role. They may be thinking to hire such a role, and then they may feel, okay, you have been there for around 6 months or 1 year, why not they offer you and test how you perform in that role. So they do this experimenting stuff, see, which is also a bit risky to the company. But again, I am saying that is what is the acumen any founders will get. I am saying you, see, this is not something a manager is taking a decision, this is something a CEO is taking decision. So I am saying one thing is, you will be always noticed by the core founders who themselves are risk taking. Again, they may be taking calculative risks, but they have also that business acumen, and they know how it can be done, and they are not just the regular any manager or someone you find in any typical companies. Okay, so they may be managers in the past, I am not saying, but again, they may have somewhere those skills. They may see that, okay, why not we promote you, and we see there how you perform and stuff. In case if you don't perform well, again, of course they can see some alternate options. So they may hire new guy, and then they can hand over this stuff to that new guy, and then carry on with you and see what can be done. Okay, so in that situation, I have even seen people got demoted, okay, from development team to testing team and stuff. So things like that did happen. Okay, I have seen in my own experience, someone joined in dev team, and they later figured out he or she is not adequate enough, and then the one thing they have done is, rather than firing him or her, is they have put her her or him in that testing team. So things like that do happen, But that's why I'm saying, if you're hardworking, if you are well talented, and you are you have that you are a fast learner, I mean to say, you are a fast learner, you will be rewarded, you can get a fantastic career growth. But on the other extreme downside, if you are stuck with a very, very bad company, okay, what happens is it will be very toxic. And one suggestion I can give, if you are already working, and what I speak you can fully understand, is consider yourself, the more you stay in such toxic atmosphere, the more you will be conditioned, and you will be unfit to work further in any company. Even if it is happens, you quit this company, or you get fired, and then you start searching in somewhere else, they may find you a very odd guy, because you are now conditioned. So be careful, you will get conditioned. Okay, so if it is a very bad company, you will get conditioned, and later you feel very difficult to understand how the industry works, because at young age you may join in this startup, and you may think that this is how the industry is, because you are now conditioned by this bad example. Hence I am saying, there is a good example, a bad example. If you are conditioned by the good example, you will excel like anything, you will be independent, you will excel like anything. And the same way, if you are conditioned by a bad example, you may think whole industry is like this, and I don't have any hope, and no longer your brain will think somewhere creative. Hence you feel depressed, and hence you feel lack of self confidence and stuff. So I'm saying, if you are struck something, feel free, don't discuss these things in YouTube comments. Feel free, if you are really desperate, be in touch via mail. Maybe you can discuss with me, or you can discuss anywhere. If you know someone, your friends, well-wishers, your uncle, or your ex-seniors, or someone who is been in the industry, discuss these aspects, and you can come up with a solution or some sort of exit plan. See, you don't have any obligations, like signed a bond or something like that. Then the only obligation is what if I quit this company and I lose that earnings. Okay, so perhaps let's perhaps imagine a situation like you don't have ready to join offer in hand. So I'm saying, if it is very, very toxic, think twice if it is what it is giving you overall. If you are not able to excel with your own any individual talents what you have and stuff like that, just it's a high time you need to take a call. Either you quit and see the other options. The industry is vast and diversified. It's lot of diversity you find. There are some intermediate companies, they are neither good neither bad, somewhere it is fine to survive. There are very much good companies, extremely good companies, but they also expect the guys they get is also, apart from well paid, or well talented and well skilled and also creative. So they do of course expect, okay, all these things are there. I'm saying a perspective most of the time, an employee's perspective. I have also some extent I have said the employer's aspect. So there is also a lot of employer's aspect. If the company is good, why the hell they should hire you if you don't have those qualities? Okay, it's not that they need these many jobs are there and they just need to hire someone. No, if they hire you, what happens is you are now a resource to them. You need a desk that is taking up some space, they need to pay the office rent. What about the electricity and AC costs and rest of the things? Okay, all these things matter. So career growth do happen in large industries or large MNCs, but it is quite slow. It can take months or years. I mean, it can take often years, okay, but not like startups. In startups, miracle can happen, and miracle often do happen. You can expect something in a month or in few months or within some very few years as well. Okay, miracles do happen in startups quite often than large MNC. So hope this video is useful and insightful, and if I missed something, perhaps you can ask a question. If you feel you need to discuss in private, send me an email, or if it is okay to send or discuss in YouTube comments, you can discuss in YouTube comments as well. As I say always, I don't look forward for feedbacks much. Okay, so I'm more interested in Q&A. So be in touch. Thanks a lot for joining me. Once again, Happy New Year. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.